Even though he only had some knowledge of this legendary being today, it didn't stop Luo Feng from worshipping him. From Luo Feng's point of view, to have a universe lord slave, to build the virtual universe, to stand at the pinnacle, to fight with the universe origin laws, to finally be suppressed forever, all these made him feel respect from within. Such a leader of the human race, if he could once again appear in the universe, it would be an unparalleled event for the human race. Is there a way? Luo Feng looked at the universe lords. The darkness lord was silent. The primal chaos city leader sighed. No. The creator of the huge axe has thought of it before, but there's no way. The dragon leader said forcefully, the ancestor servant, which is the virtual universe AI core, told us too that he couldn't find a way. Luo Feng sighed within and nodded. After all, he was suppressed by the universe origin laws forever. Who could save him? Luo Feng and the others had just returned to Thunder Island. Within moments they received a mail from the creator of the huge axe, inviting them to attend the highest level meeting of the human race. There are two types of human highest level meetings. The primal chaos city leader smiled. The first is a large-scale meeting where all the universe lords, the strongest of the universe all attend. This kind of large-scale highest-level conference was usually a big matter or a big matter that affected the interests of the universe's venerables. And other important matters that affect the race are usually discussed internally by the highest level. This highest-level meeting is attended by the universe lords, the strongest of the universe. As it's convened by the creator of the huge axe, it's also called the huge axe meeting. Huge axe meeting? Luo Feng nodded. Actually, the previous highest-level meeting with large amounts of the universe lords attending was just to listen to the universe lords' message. The true decision-makers were still the universe lords, the strongest of the universe. Hence, this huge axe meeting was the true soul. It decided all sorts of matters within the race. Your authority has risen, you can teleport directly to the huge axe shrine. The primal chaos city leader said, the huge axe meeting is held right before the shrine. Ah. Luo Feng checked and realized however there were more teleportation points. Let's go. The primal chaos city leader said. Immediately, the 6 universe lords of the virtual universe disappeared from Thunderbolt Island. Their faction was obviously the one giving the orders was the primal chaos city lord. In the endless darkness, there were stars in the distance. A simple temple floated in the air. There was a long stone table in front of the temple. There was only a single stone chair on the main seat of the long stone table, and there were rows of stone chairs on both sides. At this moment, there were already towering figures sitting on these stone chairs. Haha Huangjian, last time none of you were willing to return Earth to Luo Feng. Finally it was Huge Axe who said, that the day Luo Feng sits with us would be the day we return the rights to Earth to him. How long has it been? Luo Feng already has the right to sit with us. Didn't you object at the time? I don't have a family and I don't have any ties. Naturally, I don't support or oppose it. Actually, looking at it now, agreeing to Luo Feng's request back then was a good thing. He used the Chi Mirror Stone to exchange for half of Earth's ownership. What about now? Right now, Luo Feng is on the same level as us. According to what Huge Axe said back then, the rights to Earth would be returned to Luo Feng, we wouldn't even be able to get the Chi Mirror Stone. Humph. The masters of the universe conversed. They were divided into several factions and it was natural for them to tease each other. What? 6 silhouettes appeared at the same time. It was the Primal Chaos City leader and the 6 warriors from the virtual universe. Primal Chaos. Primal Chaos, you're here. The universe lords that had arrived first all greeted him as the Primal Chaos City leader. After all, within the human race in terms of position, it was undoubtedly the creator of Huge Axe and the eternally suppressed ancestor of the universe. Other than these two, the Primal Chaos City leader who had guarded the primal universe was right behind them. Naturally he was respected. Darkness, you're here too? It's rare to see you here. I didn't expect Darkness to come too. It's been so many meetings and Darkness hasn't appeared. The universe lords conversed. Simultaneously, the Primal Chaos City leader and the other 5 sat down too. The 6 universe lords of the virtual universe all sat in a row, with the Primal Chaos City leader sitting closest to the main seat, followed by the Dragon leader, Darkness leader, Ice Peak leader, Nether Marquee leader and Milky Way leader. Luo Feng sat down and observed the other universe lords. At the same time he said humbly, it's luck, I've been training in a place like the time room for a long time before I managed to reach this level. I also created that move by chance. Haha, if the 3 great alliances want to kill me, of course I won't hold back. While saying that, Luo Feng observed carefully, after all these were the highest echelons of humanity, he had only read about them from the information before, he had never seen them in person. The Huge Axe Dojo is led by the creator of Huge Axe, normally it's led by the Void Gold Lord. He was the temporary teacher of my big brother Hong back then, and he even created the Sky Ruins tablet. Luo Feng looked over, the Void Gold Lord was a majestic man with glaring golden long hair and a smile on his face. His eyebrows were long and hung down to his chest. In terms of bearing, he was very similar to the Primal Chaos City leader. The Universe Mercenary Alliance is led by the Desolate Mirror leader. Luo Feng looked carefully. The Desolate Mirror owner looked very savage. His entire body was covered in complex scales, and he had 3 horns on his head. At first glance, he looked like a human-shaped beast, and his aura was equally tyrannical. This Desolate Mirror owner sat there and examined Luo Feng multiple times. He was one of the top 3 out of all the Universe Lords present when he examined Luo Feng. The Universe First Bank is led by Green East leader. The Green East Lord was clad in cyan armor and a cyan cloak. The complicated mysterious patterns on the cloak formed a beautiful picture of a strange beast. However, the picture of the strange beast did not belong to any of the 8 major beast deities. The Universe Galaxy Bank is led by Peng Worker Leader. Luo Feng glanced at Peng Worker Leader. Peng Worker Leader was the one who looked at Luo Feng the most out of all the Universe Lords present. He was very fat, bald and had a long beard hanging down. His aura was probably the weakest of the Universe Lords present. And the Universe Galaxy Bank he led only had a total of 2 Universe Lords. It was the least. However, according to Luo Feng's information, Peng Worker Leader's strength was at the top of the human race. Even the Void Gold Lord couldn't compare to him. He was completely comparable to the Primal Chaos City Leader. The human race is really strong. Luo Feng exclaimed within. There are many at the pinnacle of the Universe Lord level, there are even a few at the very top. In terms of quality, they are considered extremely high in the vast universe. According to Luo Feng's current understanding, the Universe Lord's strength could be divided into beginner, normal, pinnacle and pinnacle. Beginner referred to those who had just stepped into the Universe Lord level. Their life genetic level was 100 times, yet they still hadn't had the time to create their ultimate techniques. Usually these types of Universe Lords rarely appeared, they would hide and focus on improving themselves. Normal referred to those who spent some resources to raise their life genetic level to a level that was hard to raise, like 1,000 times their life genetic level, creating their ultimate techniques and acquiring decent treasures. Pinnacle or acquiring heavenly treasures. Or creating their strongest techniques. Or reaching 10,000 times their life genetic level. If one satisfied one, the other two had to be close, and that was more or less the pinnacle. Pinnacle was the Star River Lord, Primal Chaos City Leader and Darkness Leader. Their life levels, treasures and techniques all reached extremely high levels, only then could they be considered the pinnacle. The human race is split into 5 branches. From what I see now, the virtual universe is the strongest. Especially the 3 disciples taught by the Ancestor, Teacher, Darkness Lord and Ice Peak Leader, all of them are at the pinnacle. Luo Feng exclaimed within, the disciples taught by the Ancestor were indeed powerful, the quality of the other 4 branches were slightly lacking. Actually, even the creator of the huge axe was taught by the Ancestor. As Luo Feng sat there calculating the strength of the human race, sighing at the bottom, the creator of the huge axe was the last to appear. Hua. With his hair draped over his shoulders, a huge savage appeared in the main seat. Immediately the Universe Lords went silent, their expressions respectful. Only Luo Feng's expression was respectful, yet he couldn't hide his shock. The huge savage nodded at Luo Feng. Luo Feng, this is the first time we've met. Creator of the huge axe. Luo Feng replied respectfully, simultaneously glancing at the creator. The more he looked at the huge savage, the more he felt he was similar to his good friend Rong Jun from back then. Even though Rong Jun's aura was far from this creator's, he still had a similar aura. Similar boldness, even looks and aura. Just like how Chinese people and Europeans have different temperaments, the creator of the giant axe and savage Rong Jun obviously have the same temperament, and in terms of appearance, etc. Just like how Luo Feng's first impression was, they were from the same race. Back when Rong Jun appeared in Primal Chaos City, his performance wasn't that outstanding. Back then we were just a bunch of punks from the genius battles. Many of the knights didn't even notice. Just like me, where would I find the time to pay attention to such punks? Back then even Bolin wasn't taken in as a disciple by a universe country leader. Rong Jun was the first to be taken in as a disciple. Luo Feng thought. Rong Jun, when he was taken in as a disciple by a universe country leader, he even incurred the jealousy and unwillingness of the other genius battle members. Luo Feng gritted his teeth back then, determined that even with the guidance of a universe country leader, he would still surpass Rong Jun. Even after his performance was exceptional, even the leader of the Tianshi Palace made a bet that Luo Feng still couldn't compare to Rong Jun. Why do they favor Rong Jun so much? Looks like it's very likely that it's the huge axe creator's bloodline. Luo Feng muttered, how many warriors are there in the huge axe creator's bloodline? Luo Feng's mind swiftly recalled large amounts of information about the knights, however they were all dressed in armor and boots, unlike Rong Jun's savage form back then. There seems to be 4 or 5 with that aura. Luo Feng carefully recalled he was somewhat sure. After all, he had only been a warrior for a short period of time, he was only friends with Yunzhou Knight and a few others, the other knights were only nodding acquaintances. As Luo Feng was pondering about the relationship between Rong Jun and the creator looked around at the universe lords and laughed. It's been a long time since our human race has seen such a scene. Haha, all the universe lords have gathered together. The 19 universe lords sitting at the sides of the table all smiled. Today we've all gathered here to welcome Luo Feng as one of us. The creator looked at Luo Feng. From today onwards, our human race has one more universe lord. Luo Feng has the talent to create clones, and his survivability is ranked in the top 10 of the universe. This is also humanity's fortune. Wah. The universe lords all looked at Luo Feng, some even discussing privately. Obviously the creator's words about being ranked in the top 10 in survivability shocked them. Looks like the creator of the huge axe knows about my ocean clone. Luo Feng's gaze swept across and thought, and the other universe lords of the other factions probably don't know about it yet. Otherwise they wouldn't be so shocked. According to the rules of my human race. The creator of the huge axe smiled. Every single one that becomes a universe lord will receive a top-level weapon from the race. this valuable treasure Luo Feng, do you have any requests? Luo Feng heard and couldn't help but exclaim within. This was the difference between the pinnacle races and the smaller powers. Even the Northern Border Alliance, even though it was one of the 9 great Leviathans, there were too many races and too many strong warriors. Unless they invited a very powerful Universe Lord and prepared a huge gift. Normally when a knight broke through to Universe Lord, the gift they received was very little, it still depended on the individual's hard work. Luo Feng speak. The creator looked at Luo Feng. The many Universe Lords all looked at Luo Feng. Luo Feng turned to look at the creator of the huge axe in the main seat, smiling. I don't ask for any other treasures, I just hope that the race can transform my territory, the Milky Way galaxy. I'm prepared to stay there forever. Forever in my home, hence I hope that it can be built more stable. Forever in Milky Way galaxy? The Primal Chaos City Leader and Dark Lord were all shocked. Normally Universe Lords would stay in the Primal region or other secret regions. It was very rare for a Universe Lord to be stationed in a galaxy. However, the Primal Chaos City Leader and the others didn't say anything to stop him. Because when Luo Feng gave himself the title of Milky Way Leader, the Primal Chaos City Leader and the others understood how much Luo Feng valued his home. This Luo Feng will stay in the Milky Way galaxy forever? The other masters of the universe were also secretly astonished. However, since the virtual universe lineage didn't say anything, they could only suppress their suspicions. Since you have a request, I will naturally agree. The creator of the giant axe nodded. The Milky Way is just a galaxy with a very small area. Even if we use a top-grade treasure to stabilize and build it, there would still be some left over to create the most stable galaxy. This is enough. Luo Feng said. The great construction of the Milky Way, using a place where the Lord of the Universe was stationed, required a huge price. Even if it was not as valuable as a top-grade treasure, it was not much different. And Luo Feng had quite a few treasures on him, normal treasures were nothing to him. I remember the last time Luo Feng wanted to return to his home Earth. The huge axe creator continued. Luo Feng's eyes gleamed. The other Universe Lords immediately went silent too, all looking at the creator. Since Luo Feng has already become a Universe Lord and is sitting with us, then, the other rights of Earth will be returned to him. Naturally, Earth will be completely under his control. The creator said. Huge axe. The 3-horned scale giant suddenly said, us Universe Lords need to contribute, we need to carry the entire race. Other than the one and only gift after becoming a Universe Lord, we need to pay for it at all times. To get powerful treasures, we need to give them up to get treasure points, only then can we exchange for them. One theory. Since the free gift has already been given, the Milky Way Leader can't get anything else for free. Half of Earth belongs to the race, since the Milky Way Leader wants it, he has to pay something of equal value. To get Earth, he has to pay something of equal value. Another Universe Lord said. Luo Feng looked at the 3-horned scale giant, that was the Desolate Mirror owner. The Desolate Mirror owner nodded at Luo Feng. Desolate Mirror. The Primal Chaos City Leader said, this half of Earth was originally signed by the Virtual Universe Company with Luo Feng, the other half is under the company's name. Even though your large sects all have descendants on Earth, back then the 50 billion mixed elements were given by the Virtual Universe Company, the other half was under our hands too. It wasn't shared by the entire race. Right now, returning half of Earth to Luo Feng is naturally possible. The Virtual Universe Company is also a part of the human race. The Desolate Mirror owner said, the Virtual Universe Company's huge fortune, how can it be given away so easily? You have to pay before you get, this is the law. Haha, back then my Virtual Universe Company bought it for 50 billion mixed elements, Luo Feng, spend another 50 billion to buy back half of Earth from the Virtual Universe Company. The Primal Chaos City Leader said. Yes teacher, your disciple is willing to pay this 50 billion. Luo Feng said. 50 billion mixed elements? What a joke. Any random treasure would far exceed this value. To the Universe Lords, 50 billion mixed elements was like a drop of ocean, and Earth was an endless ocean. How could its value compare? We all know the value of Earth. The Desolate Mirror owner creased his eyebrows. Using 50 billion to buy it, isn't that equivalent to giving it away? Don't even mention the 50 billion back then I wasn't clear of Earth's power and also Luo Feng was very weak back then, 50 billion was already enough for him. Ah, Desolate Mirror, you want to interfere with the Virtual Universe Company's trade? The Primal Chaos City Leader said, are you the person in charge of the Virtual Universe Company or am I? I'm not interfering with the trade, it's just that everything has its own rules. If it were your personal items I wouldn't care how you want to give it away. However, this is the property of the Virtual Universe Company, and the Virtual Universe Company belongs to the ancestors. How can the treasures of the Virtual Universe Company be given away so easily? The Desolate Mirror owner said. The Primal Chaos City Leader and the Desolate Mirror owner were arguing. One of them was the person in charge of the Virtual Universe Company. The other was the creator of the Universe Mercenary Alliance. The two were the pinnacle existences amongst the Universe Lords, their positions in their races were very close. As for the other two factions, Qing Dong Master and Ping Gong Master, they watched silently. After all, Earth had its own benefits too. All right. The creator of the huge axe spoke. The Desolate Mirror owner and the Primal Chaos City Leader looked at the creator. I've said it before. The creator creased his eyebrows. The moment Luo Feng is able to sit with us, that's when the ownership of Earth returns to him. The promise I made, naturally I'll keep it. Since half of Earth belongs to the Virtual Universe Company, I'll transfer an absolute treasure to the virtual universe company to make up for this loss. Huge axe. The desolate mirror owner and the others immediately spoke. How could they let the creator of the huge axe give up his treasure? Creator of the huge axe. Luo Feng couldn't help but shout. This matter ends here. The creator's gaze swept across. Immediately the universe lords all quietened down. The main purpose of this meeting was to welcome Luo Feng, after which they discussed about the primal star and universe C, after which the meeting was dismissed. The universe lords of the virtual universe sect dispersed too. Only Luo Feng was called over by the primal chaos city leader. Teacher, this matter, how did it end up as the creator of the huge axe transferring the absolute treasure to the virtual universe company? Luo Feng couldn't help but ask. He too felt that he owed the creator of the huge axe for this matter. Don't think too much about it. The primal chaos city leader shook his head. The creator of the huge axe is the strongest in the human universe and also the one with the most treasures. Even during normal times he wouldn't ask for anything and would just give it to the race. Like the many treasures that can be exchanged for within the race, they were all given to the race by the creator of the huge axe. Transferring one to the virtual universe company now isn't a big deal. After this matter is over, I'll just give it to the race. Luo Feng nodded within. Sighing. It wasn't easy to support an entire race. Weaklings would be at a disadvantage if they traveled alone, but the strongest experts in the universe who traveled alone were very carefree. Their strength stood at the top of the pyramid of the universe, and they could obtain many treasures. But if they were alone they would only need a few treasures and the rest were generally useless. Hence they were carefree. However, if they had something to worry about, one would have to be careful and cautious, two would have to constantly contribute to the race and nurture the next generation. I understand. Luo Feng nodded and sighed within. This favor from the creator of the huge axe, he would have to work hard to repay it in the future. Even if the desolate mirror leader and the others obstruct you, don't hate them for it. The primal chaos city leader said, everything is about benefits. Look at why the other universe lords don't speak up, because this involves the benefits of the other 4 clans. The desolate mirror leader speaking up, is actually speaking up for them. There are many rules in the universe, almost all of them are about benefits. Whether it's individual benefits, faction benefits, or the race benefits. Luo Feng nodded. Right. The primal chaos city leader looked at Luo Feng. You really intend to stay in the Milky Way galaxy forever? Right. Luo Feng nodded. Stay in the Milky Way galaxy forever. Humanity's universe lords, they usually stay in the important areas of our human territories. Firstly, our race's knights, undyings and geniuses etc. gather there. They require absolute warriors to protect them. Secondly, in the important areas, there are usually many universe lords. This way the moment they meet with a huge crisis they can help each other and it'll be easier to overcome the threat. And you alone in the Milky Way galaxy, if you suddenly meet with trouble from the other races, even if the other warriors of the race rush over, it'll take some time. Of course there are universe lords who guard their homes, but most of them only leave a body there. You won't change your mind? The primal chaos city leader said. Luo Feng smiled, very relaxed. I won't change my mind, I'll stay in the Milky Way galaxy forever guarding my home. Over the long years, struggling time and time again, life and death battles, what was it for? It was to one day stand at the pinnacle of the universe and protect his home. Rumble. The vast divine kingdom was filled with volcanoes that spewed blazing magma. This was a kingdom of magma. Volcanoes were erupting almost every second. And in the center of the entire god country, surrounded by endless flames, there was a majestic shrine. In front of the shrine was a statue of Emol Luo. Shwa, a silhouette appeared in mid-air in front of the shrine. It was Emol Luo. Emol Luo was one of the geniuses of the virtual universe company. 30,000 years ago he broke through to the undying level. Even though he was only an official, he was at the pinnacle of official level. His title was Mad Beast Official. Back when he was defeated by Luo Feng, he gritted his teeth and wanted to surpass Luo Feng. Unexpectedly, not only did he not catch up to Luo Feng, even Bolin and Rongjun surpassed him. Now Bolin and Rongjun were emperor-level undyings, while Emol Luo was an official-level undying. Even though he was weaker than Bolin and Rongjun, his talent was undeniable. He was accepted as a disciple by the South Fox Emperor. Someone's coming. Emol Luo stood in mid-air and his expression changed. This was his god country. How could others enter his god country? 3 majestic silhouettes appeared in a corner of the endless volcano god country. Following that, they teleported and appeared in front of Emol Luo. Emol Luo looked at the 3 before him and immediately heaved a sigh of relief. He revealed a look of joy and respectfully stepped forward. Disciple greets teacher. The South Fox Emperor looked at Emol Luo with a look of pity. Ganwu Beiming. The South Fox Emperor looked at the 2 universe knights beside him and nodded. The Ganwu Emperor looked coldly at Emol Luo and shouted, Emol Luo, do you know your crime? Crime? Emol Luo was so shocked that his heart trembled. He could not help but look at his teacher, the South Fox Monarch. The South Fox Monarch had a look of pity and sorrow on his face. This made Emol Luo immediately feel that something was amiss. He quickly said, I, Emol Luo, have always followed the rules. I have never done anything improper. May I know what crime I have committed? The universe knight who was dressed in a snow-white robe and emitted a cold aura sneered, South Fox, your disciple still dares to quibble. I'm not quibbling. Emol Luo said anxiously. I'm guilty. Please show me the evidence so I can accept it. Teacher, At the same time, he looked at his teacher anxiously. You still don't know your sins. The monarch of the South Fox Nation shook his head. The Milky Way Overlord has ordered that if you admit to your crimes immediately, you will be sent to the first Starfield's prison for 10,000 eras. If you don't admit it, you'll be sentenced to death. Emol Luo's body trembled. His expression changed drastically. Death penalty? I've sinned. I've sinned. Emol Luo hurriedly said, Master, I've sinned. 2 universe supremacies, Emol Luo is guilty. What crime? Lord Northstemborer asked coldly. The Ganwu Country King also looked at Emol Luo coldly. What crime? I don't know either. Emol Luo's face was full of panic, but his mind was rapidly thinking, and his consciousness was operating at an unprecedented speed. He was born as an orphan and had gone through numerous deadly tribulations. He had long since formed his way of dealing with the world through countless tribulations. Those who posed a threat to his growth would be eradicated. And when he destroyed them, he didn't even leave a single trace. Now that the upper echelon of the Virtual Universe Company had come to question him, many things flashed through his mind. He had done many cruel and merciless things. Logically speaking, everything he did should have been watertight. Even though there were a few who knew, none of them had any evidence. Milky Way Leader's orders. Who is this Milky Way Leader? Milky Way, Milky Way. A name immediately appeared in Emol Luo's mind. Luo Feng. Luo Feng's home is Milky Way Earth. Don't tell me the Milky Way Leader is him? Even though Emol Luo was an undying, he was so scared his forehead was filled with sweat. Actually, he had always been paying attention to Luo Feng's growth, especially when he heard that Luo Feng had entered the Primal Chaos City Leader's tutelage. He was even more terrified. He thought that the moment Luo Feng complained to the city leader, he Emol Luo would be done for. However, Emol Luo had investigated carefully. He knew that the city leader was famous for his fairness. Without evidence, he probably won't touch me. Emol Luo was afraid back then, but after so long, Luo Feng never found trouble with him. He didn't panic either. As for Luo Feng's accomplishments on Primal Star, one had to know. Normal undyings didn't have the right to know about Primal Star. Luo Feng's name had spread throughout the universe. Even the trillions of races, universe lords and knights, along with a few extremely powerful invincible emperors that were highly regarded by their races, Emol Luo indeed didn't know about it at all. He didn't know about Luo Feng's hunting on Primal Star, much less about Luo Feng killing over 6,000 knights in one move. Is it Luo Feng who wants to kill me? Emol Luo looked up at the 3 knights. North Borer and the Ganwu Country Leader were cold. The South Fox Emperor even shook his head. It's really him. Emol Luo looked anxiously at the South Fox Emperor. Teacher, don't tell me even you don't believe me? I really didn't. It's just that back then when Luo Feng and I were exploring Demon Note Mountain, due to a dispute over treasures, I had a grudge with him. I didn't expect that after so many years he would still bear a grudge. Teacher, you have to uphold justice for me, otherwise your disciple won't be satisfied. Still quibbling. The North Borer Emperor sneered. Interesting. The Ganwu Country Leader shook his head too. There's no difference whether you admit it or not. The South Fox Emperor sighed. Emol Luo, I knew you were decisive, but I didn't expect you to be this vicious. Teacher, your disciple is innocent. Emol Luo said anxiously. He didn't dare admit it. Admitting it meant death. He had to fight for a chance of survival. Teacher. Emol Luo clenched his teeth as tears flowed out. Your disciple is innocent. Even if Luo Feng broke through to the universe realm, it's hard to say what a person's personality is. How can you judge your disciple based on his words? Your disciple has no other choice but to die to prove his innocence. 1. A powerful god energy suppressed and restrained every bit of Emol Luo's god energy. Under the Ganwu Country Leader's forceful suppression, Emol Luo couldn't even self-destruct. Emol Luo couldn't help but look at the Ganwu Country Leader in shock and anger. Senior Ganwu Country Leader, you? Emol Luo knew that there was the concept of reviving through spacetime. As long as he acted a little more agitated and used his death to prove himself, he would definitely be revived in the future. But he didn't expect the Ganwu Country Leader to not give him a chance to self-destruct. Don't self-destruct. The Ganwu Country Leader said coldly. We are here under the order of the Milky Way Lord to punish you. Since you didn't admit it immediately, I shall sentence you to death. Emol Luo's eyes instantly burned with complicated colors, unwillingness and madness. Under the order of the Milky Way Lord? Who exactly is the Milky Way Lord? Emol Luo said hoarsely. It's the Lord Luo Feng you mentioned. The North Borer said. Luo Feng? That's impossible. He's at most just stepped into the universe knight level. How long has he been training for? A little over 100,000 years. No matter how powerful he is, he should at most be a universe knight. How can he order you all? Emol Luo shook his head in disbelief. I know I have to die. However, I want to know, just who made me die. The Ganwu Country Leader looked coldly at Emol Luo. It's Lord Luo Feng. Lord Luo Feng has already become the Universe Lord. The pinnacle of humanity's existence. Universe Lord? Emol Luo stared wide-eyed. Luo Feng? Universe Lord? Back then, the Luo Feng he kicked into the abyss had become the Universe Lord? The Milky Way Lord is the Universe Lord. With such a position, why would he malign you? His one word is more effective than any evidence. The Ganwu Country Leader said, you are ruthless enough. You actually went against the Virtual Universe Company's orders. I can't accept it. I can't accept it. Emol Luo roared, I don't believe it. I don't believe Luo Feng has become the universe lord. Impossible.
Peng?
Like the earth collapsing, Emol Luo's body crumbled inch by inch, before turning to dust and vanishing. Immediately. The god country that was originally brimming with life and vitality, the volcanoes that erupted seemed to have lost its life force. The volcanoes that were erupting also suddenly dimmed. With the last two eruptions, the rest of the volcanoes in the god country all quietened down. The temperature of the god country too began to drop. This god country would continue to wither as time passed. If Emol Luo could reverse time and space and be revived with the god energy, the god country could be revived once more. Was a pity? Emol Luo would never be revived. Let's go. The Ganwu Country Leader, North Borer and South Fox Country Leader, the three of them immediately teleported away from the withered god country. While Emol Luo was being executed, in the distant Milky Way galaxy, Earth. They want us all to migrate? Who gave the order? I sold one of my galaxies and obtained a slot to live on Earth for 1,000 years. They want me to leave just like that? Who will compensate me for my losses? Impossible. They actually dare to chase us away. I'll report this to my family. I'll make you all regret it. In front of the cold law enforcers, the aliens in the floating cities above Earth's oceans roared. One had to know that ever since Earth's might was discovered, the right to live on Earth had become incredibly expensive. Only those with power and authority from the 5 big sects could enter, and they were all here to let the younger generation have children. The moment the children were born, they would immediately leave Earth, not wasting any time at all. They were considered powerful family members in the entire human domain. After paying such a huge price to come to Earth, they were now being chased away. The Virtual Universe Company, Battleaxe Dojo, Universe Mercenary Alliance, Universe First Bank, Universe Galaxy Bank have all given their orders. Within 3 days, leave Earth immediately. Those who disobey die. In front of a master of the universe, what were the descendants of those influential clans? They could only leave unwillingly. After the law enforcers chased away all the aliens, the shrine that was originally guarding the solar system space finally vanished, leaving directly. From today onwards, this was where the Milky Way Leader would reside. And the entire Milky Way galaxy began a mad construction. Earth? A black-haired youth stood in the solar system space, looking at the blue planet from afar, smiling. With a step, he entered Earth's atmosphere and flew downwards. Earth after 100,000 years, what would it be like? The grass was long and the birds were flying, the greenery was dotted with unique residential buildings, birds could often be seen flying in the sky was azure blue, the air was fresh. If it was according to the human domain standards, Earth was definitely the pinnacle of SSS-grade life planets. Nature and technology forming a perfect harmony. Many men and women dressed in training clothes or casual clothes walked on the streets. There were no cars or other forms of transportation in the city. The underground tunnels that connected the cities of Earth moved at 30,000 kilometers per hour, allowing people to easily reach any city on Earth. Of course, to be able to allow a few continents to pass through the ocean floor and form a tunnel, that was also LuoFeng's authority. Earth is completely different. Luo Feng exclaimed. It'll be even more different in the future. Su Xian smiled. The husband and wife pair walked on the streets, just like a normal couple. Others couldn't even tell the difference. In truth, even if they saw Luo Feng before in a blink of an eye, their memories of him would immediately vanish. They wouldn't be able to remember him at all. Luo Feng carefully observed everything. Even though he had ordered the ocean clone to stand guard on Earth earlier, the ocean clone had only quietly sat crossed-legged within the Luo family's meditation room, only appearing when there was an important situation. Other than the 2 times Luo Feng went to accompany his family, the ocean clone didn't do anything else. Su Xian, I've discovered that we often see star travelers on the streets. Luo Feng couldn't help but say, are star travelers so common? Over 100,000 years, Earth shouldn't have developed to the point where most of them are star travelers. Su Xian shook her head. It's like this, Earth's secrets are the upper echelon secret, even though it hasn't been made public. However, the Virtual Universe Company, Battleaxe Dojo, Universe Mercenary Alliance and the other 5 big powers all think of ways to enter Earth. You should be able to guess how popular Earth's right to live is. Luo Feng nodded. Before, Earth's oceans belonged to the aliens. And the land belonged to us. Su Xian said, over 100,000 years of development, Earth's people have long spread throughout the Ganwu Universe country, and even the other universe countries, their numbers are incomparably large. Luo Feng smiled and nodded. In the past, Earth's population couldn't break through because of the land restrictions. Without the land restrictions with large amounts of food, the rapid growth of Earth's population is very normal. Su Xian said, that's right. The population of Earth has already reached an incomparably large level. Let's not talk about other things, just the population of my Luo family is already frightening. The population of the Luo family had long surpassed that of a star field. One had to know that if one continued to develop, it was normal for the population to increase by over 100 million times in 5,000 years. 100,000 years of development, how ridiculous would the population be? Even with the Luo family's power and influence, they were currently restricted by their territory, causing many of their disciples to be scattered across many planets and even other universe countries. If the Luo family alone was like this, then what about the entire Earth? Earth's management, even with the help of the virtual universe, was unable to record the identity of every Earthling. After all, in the vast universe, space accidents, people who were captured and sent to some mineral planets to become slaves. In the face of such a huge population, even the Earth's Management Association was unable to take care of everything. There are too many people. Right now, we are trying to identify the Earthlings. First, identity registration. More than 99% of them were recorded. The second was genetic identification. The genes of Earthlings are unique, and they are very different from the other races in the human race. Suexian said, on Earth only Earthlings can live on land. If it's another race, no matter how powerful or wealthy they are forbidden to live there. As time passed, because of Earth's residency rights. And some of the Earth's residents wanted to live a luxurious life. Hence they sold their residency rights and left for other planets. Maybe they could become the leader of a planet, etc. Suexian said, as the residency rights on Earth can only be traded between Earthlings, hence the prices aren't as exaggerated as the aliens, but it's still extremely high. To become the leader of a planet, to live a luxurious life, or to become a strong warrior and purchase large amounts of resources. Anyway, the residency rights on Earth are constantly traded, and the elites with status and power are constantly entering Earth. Changing from generation to generation. To be able to enter Earth, they are all incomparably outstanding in the universe, either building business empires, or powerful fighters and spirit readers. Hence, on Earth, over half of the elites of the trillions of citizens of Earth have gathered. Suexen smiled, hence on Earth, star travelers are very common. Even star levels and universe levels are commonly seen, and there are a few undyings living on Earth. Luo sighed and nodded, undyings? Yes, the chances of Earth's people becoming strong under sufficient nurturing were indeed very high. Right now there were a total of 11 undyings on Earth, including Luo Feng, Hong and Thunder God, and 5 of them were living on Earth. There were even quite a few sector lords. It was because of Earth's power that made the universe lords of the 5 great sects of humanity value Earth so much. The residency rights on Earth, can they be traded so freely? Luo Feng asked. It can only be traded between Earthlings, and the free trade is the best choice. Suexen shook her head. One is willing to buy, one is willing to sell. How can we stop it? This way, our sacred land Earth's position will continue to rise. After all, over half of the elites of Earth are gathered here. But those with high statuses and powers all want their descendants to be strong. Even if they are used to living on other planets for the sake of their descendants, they will still buy residency rights on Earth, sending 2 or 3 family members to live here. You can say that. Earth gathers over 50% of the elites of Earth, and the top 1 million elites, 99% have residency rights on Earth. This was good too. As time passed, the position of Earth's sacred land Earth would get higher and higher. After all, Earth had only developed for over 100,000 years after entering the universe. The number of warriors, the power of the trading companies etc. weren't that heaven-defying. As time passed, the elites would gradually reveal themselves. One had to know, according to the calculations of the upper echelons of humanity, just the development of Earth alone would be comparable to at least 1/10 of humanity. How many undyings would that require? How many nights? Obviously the potential of Earth had only just begun to emerge, it hadn't fully exploded yet. This eruption required sufficient time. Right now the biggest problem is that our elite disciples of Earth are unable to receive the best nurturing. Suexian said, according to the data we got from the aliens, the moment the wife gets pregnant, the moment she enters Earth within 3 months of pregnancy, the baby will grow and be influenced by Earth, causing changes. She has to reach Earth within 3 months of pregnancy, any later and the effects will be much worse. Our Earth Management Group manages large amounts of Earth youths, carefully nurturing them, absorbing the elites and nurturing them. We have wealth. However, nurturing them requires a lot of resources like good teachers, training environments etc. Just our Luo family alone can't do that. Suexian said, what our Luo family does can't even compare to the Ganwu universe country's nurturing system. This has also affected the rise of the Earth people to a certain extent. Luo Feng nodded, pondering for a while. I'll quickly arrange it. Luo Feng said. Nurturing was very important. Like Luo Feng, Hong and Thunder God, if they hadn't stepped out of Earth and entered the universe, if Luo Feng hadn't acquired the Yun Mo Planet Master's treasures and Babada's pointers, naturally they would have been sacrificed gloriously if they met the Golden Horned Beast. Their accomplishments would obviously have been greatly limited, even their chances of reaching universe level would be very low. However, the moment they were nurtured, the 3 of them would all shine, immediately becoming completely different. And for the Earth people to rise, obviously the nurturing of the new generation was very important. The other universe lords' nurturing systems are already very mature, I'll just borrow from them and use my resources to do it. Luo Feng nodded. Within humanity had many places to nurture their people, it was just that even the knights didn't have the right to arrange for large amounts of members to train there. However, the universe lords could. For example, sending them to Blood River World, to other places etc. Of course Luo Feng would have to pay a price for this, however to Luo Feng it was a piece of cake. After the great migration of the aliens left Earth, Earth began to be remodeled once more, using the resources of the ocean to harmonize the land and ocean, making the entire natural system of Earth even more perfect. Furthermore, the floating cities built by the aliens were also modified to make them more suitable for Earthlings to live in. Those floating cities were usually hundreds or even thousands of stories high. If 1 or 2 stories were used for living on land, then the floating cities of the aliens were the most efficient use of space. Including the area of the ocean, it was much larger than the land. Even though every floating city was very far from each other, the Pacific, Atlantic, Indian Oceans, all the floating cities above the oceans added up, could easily house over 100 billion people. It can house over 100 billion. Then we can allow a large scale of pregnant women to swiftly arrive on Earth, try to reach within 3 months of pregnancy. The Earthlings born on Earth have a higher possibility of nurturing. And the Earthlings born on an alien planet have a terrifyingly low chance of producing a strong warrior. All sorts of plans were swiftly formulated and implemented one by one. The first thing Luo Feng did when he returned to Earth was to use his own energy to perfect the development of Earth. Only by combining his own resources and the race's resources could the development of the Earth people grow even faster. He believed that in the future, it wouldn't be a dream for the Earth people to be stronger than the Flame God race. The Earth people will produce a few Universe Knights and a large group of Undyings. Or even another Universe Lord that would be even better. Luo Feng anticipated. However, that would require a very long time.